Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Michael and welcome to the Growth Mindset channel. So in this video, I want to talk about 8 different tips that are recommended for being an entrepreneur. And I know that especially with the current economic times, you might be thinking perhaps entrepreneurship is the way to go. And no matter what time it is of the year or how the economy is going, there's 8 core things that you got to keep in mind if you really want to be successful. And these tips will apply to anyone that is new, that is trying to become an entrepreneur and develop income sources, or even just anyone. If you guys are out there experienced entrepreneurs, and leave a comment below of just things you have to keep in mind to continuously progress and build your business up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go over these 8 different tips. Hope you enjoy. So the first thing you got to keep in mind if you're an entrepreneur is thinking of what is the business model. And obviously this can be something that is hard to think of. If you have a business model, obviously you have to consider how are you going to generate money. Like, sure, you can have a great idea, but then you have to also think next level and say, okay, well, where does the profit come in? Because if you're not making any profit at all, or you don't foresee yourself making any profit with that model at all, that's not really a positive cash flowing business model. So you got to find a way to deliver value. And clearly in today's time, especially with the internet today and how you can market yourself and to really demonstrate your skill sets before someone pays you any money, you have to show what type of value that you are bringing to your viewers and to your customers. And what a tactic I've seen a lot of people do online is they will actually send you a free item first, or a free mailing list, or a free newsletter, or anything that's, that can be automated. They'll do that first to kind of demonstrate, to try to win you over as a customer, and then you might be willing to get more research on whatever the business model they're doing, and then you pay for an item. And that's been a tactic for generations. So just because I'm saying that it's referenced with the media and the internet today, that's just something that has been modernized to today's current platform. Obviously you can do this as well in real life. Just got to figure out what it is that you're looking to do. So first, I tip again, guys, thinking of that business model, how can you be profitable, and then demonstrating that you do have a skill set that is worth collecting funds for. Number 2, how will you fund your business? So obviously, starting out new, you're gonna probably not be making any money. You're just gonna try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And you gotta ask yourself the big question is, are you gonna be paying yourself at all once you start generating funds? Or are you just gonna be a volunteer at the current time for your company while you build it up? And obviously, if you want to build a business and have it continuously grow, it might be more acceptable to not take funds to pay yourself while you're doing this. Same thing here goes for like for my real estate business. I don't take any funds out from my personal life. I continuously keep it in my LLC so that I can continuously buy more properties. And obviously, this is going to be a while before I pay myself, because I want to have a large chunk of cash that is always cash flowing until I find that it's worthy of even myself to pay for my current lifestyle. Number 3, as an entrepreneur, what is the next business goal or milestone in your company? So being an entrepreneur obviously requires a lot of work, and obviously you can get into this grind of doing the same continuous thing over and over again. But now you got to think a little more high level. You have to be a forward thinker. You got to be doing everything right now, but you also got to have one step in front of you, say, okay, what's the next thing to help guide the success of your company? And that's a huge critical factor of being an entrepreneur, is that you might get stagnated. So this is where really having that forward thinking skill set does come into mind. So number 4 I got for you guys is, how do you continuously grow? Again, how are you going to change it up? So being an entrepreneur, you got to figure out when is that next step, that next level to bring people onto your team. If a lot of people believe in your mission and your purpose, it might be pretty easy to find people that match your lifestyle and your company desires. Now, let's say you do find someone that you enjoy and they seem committed to your mission. Now you got to figure out, okay, do I pay them, or do I ask them to be a volunteer right now, and then until we get more funds to go ahead and pay out an employee's salary? And let's say you do have employees, I would recommend having a C corporation for that reason. I'll probably do a video on that, differences between C Corp, S Corp, LLC, limited partnerships, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs out there, those are the first things they check out is, okay, I want to file a business. What type of corporation, business, LLC, S Corp that I actually do? So more on that in the future. But obviously, as you continuously build your business up, there's going to be certain skill sets that you are not good at, or you're not comfortable with, or you even just don't want to do at all. And so this is where you have to ask yourself, okay, should I bring in a freelancer? Should I bring in a volunteer? Should I bring in a friend? Something definitely to consider as you do want to scale. Number 5, you got to have discipline. And this is probably one of the hardest things to maintain and reassure that you have, because discipline is not something that can be actually measured in the sense of like a physical thing. Like money you can physically see or track on your account, but discipline is not there. Sure, it's based off past events, so that's where it's hard to know. You can put out content for your YouTube channel every, twice a week, 3 times a week, and you might call that discipline. But the moment that you don't do it, how do you know that you lost your discipline or what? Or lost your drive? So just having discipline is huge, and you're gonna have to make tough decisions as an entrepreneur. You might have to give up time on the weekends to not hang out with your friends. You might have to delay vacations just because you need to build your business up, or stay up and work extra long hours, probably even more than a normal work week for anyone out there that does have a W-2 job. Entrepreneurship is extremely difficult, and obviously if it is something that you want to do, I would reassure yourself that you write down what those goals are and why you're doing the entrepreneurship things that you're doing, and then as you review those goals, when you're feeling down, you will find that you have the internal energy and willpower to continuously move forward. That actually falls into category number 6. Category number 6, not giving up. So sometimes you won't actually have positive results in your company, your LLC, or whatever, and don't be discouraged. Obviously, there can be a long period of time where it's very stagnated, where you don't actually see any huge results. And obviously, you can lose a lot of money having your own business. That's where you get to drive the success of where your company goes. Funny fact, because again, guys, I'm not embarrassed to share anything with you guys, is that actually since the last video I posted, I did lose 2 subscribers, and I just kind of laughed at myself and said, oh man, maybe the last video wasn't that good, and so I lost 2 subscribers. But then I checked like the actual history of how that video is doing, and it's doing quite well. So I think some people online, they could actually just subscribe to try to catch you as a subscriber, then you subscribe back. It's kind of this online game that does happen with just that type of business model. So fun fact for you guys, I noticed it, but I just move forward because that's just how it goes. You can't give up. There's going to be times where you hit these rocks, and it's going to be stagnant for a very long time, but just keep on grinding, keep on reminding yourself what your goals are, and eventually you will reach your milestones. Number 7, this is probably one of the most challenging things to do as an entrepreneur, especially if you get stuck in the grind of just continuously repeating a pattern that you are trying to make work. It's also filling your mind with more knowledge. And so you can become stagnated again, and you stop learning because you're just so focused on what you're trying to do. So one of the tips that I have for you, and I've been using this myself as well, especially much more recently, is that I've been listening to podcasts and audiobooks. And so you might have heard before that just from interaction that you are basically a replica of your 5 greatest friends. So the 5 people that you hang out with the most, you'll probably be like them. You'll tend to be like them. If they're a big video game player, you'll probably be a video game player. If they work out a lot, you probably work out a lot as well. And so sometimes you might say, okay, I don't have 5 good friends that I want to spend my time with, or our schedules just don't work, or I don't like people in general. That is certainly up to you on what the decision is and what the factors are, maybe for your lifestyle. But what I recommend is that you just listen to audiobooks, because okay, you can have 5 friends that are literally authors, and at that current time you listen to what they have to say. And the cool thing about an audiobook or a podcast is that you can literally pause it when you're not free, or you're busy, or you're tired, and then you can just hit go at 4 a.m. if that's when you're ready to go ahead and learn more information. And a tip for that too is that if you listen to an audiobook, I recommend you can actually increase the speed of the audio at least 1.25, maybe 1.5, and still obtain the knowledge pretty well, if not exactly the same at 1.0. So I would recommend that. You can get more information faster to your brain, so you can continuously learn and then apply that back to your business model. All right, number 8, last tip that I have for you guys, entrepreneurs out there or wanting to be entrepreneurs, is that you have to understand when to take a break and when to not take a break. So being an entrepreneur can be a very quiet position in your company, especially if you're new and it's just you. You have to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest critic all at the same time. And so there's going to be times where you're going to burn out, or there's going to be times where you're just forcing yourself so hard to keep going and grinding and to really just get the results that you're looking for. And so you got to find the right balance for you. Obviously, you don't want to grind so hard that you just fall off the cliff and you don't do anything for the next month. That is not going to be good for your business and not going to be good for your habits. So find that happy medium of what it is that you need to do to be successful. You might be asking me why I only have 8 tips and why not 10 tips? 10 tips just sounds like the perfect number, like 10 tips for entrepreneurs. Well, I actually ran out of ideas, and so I realized I just gotta take what I got and then put it onto a script and then shoot a video. So if there's an example of myself as well. You just gotta know when to stop and when to keep going. So I'm gonna stop right now on this video and I'm gonna work on the next video. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur and there's any tips that you have, actually help me out here. If there's 1 to 2 tips you have in mind that I did not cover in this video, post a comment below so we can reach to the 10 tip recommendations for you guys out there on this channel. Just want to say again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with the Growth Mindset channel. It definitely means a lot. We are growing. We're growing slowly, but we're growing surely, and you can watch literally me grow and progress as an entrepreneur. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Stay safe out there. Have a great week. Continuously learn and take care. Talk to you later.